score. Finding McCraven, pass a little high for him. McCraven had a reset, puts it up off the glass, good.
Out to Hallie Crockett, her second baseball pass up the floor to Abby Richmond. Right-handed layup for two.
Still backing and backing, gets stalled again, and picks up 2 points. So 2-point takedown.
With the puck, tries to reverse along the boards, taken away by Parker. In front, another goal! Parker tees up Brody Schultz.
Right-handed dribble, goes to Reichel, deep three-pointer on the way! That's good!
Up the floor, Severson over to Bevins, all alone, steps up, shoots the three, and it's good!
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Friday evening here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM Translator 103.1. For those also tuning in with the video stream at yourliveevent.com. It's Aitkin Gobbler girls basketball back in the Mid-State Conference this evening as they host the Park Rapids Area Panthers. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Volt, joined alongside with Jeremy Jansen, the Gobblers, most recently here in the midst of a troublesome part of their schedule. A game on Tuesday that felt like it took place 2 weeks ago over the span of the last 3 days. That's how much time it's been. Gobblers fell 79-23 against their rival in Crosby Ironton. Tough sledding from the early goings, falling behind 13-0. Out-rebounded. Too many turnovers early on in total as well. Gobblers had their troubles against the Crosby Ironton Rangers once again. Park Rapids starting to turn things around in the midst of snapping a 6-game losing streak with a win on Monday, I should say. They defeated Staples Motley 55-44 earlier this week as well. So Park Rapids in a similar situation, but the Gobblers looking to snap a losing skid of their own here in recent contests. Paul Vold, Jeremy Jansen on the pregame show. Jeremy, I think coming down to it here now, it's just about the girls coming out here with, that energy early on and just forcing their will on their opponent and just setting the pace early.
Yeah, just go out and play, I mean, have fun, work hard, enjoy this last stretch. The seniors, especially, you got 3 of them. You enjoy this last stretch. You got some young girls stepping up, playing well, and so it's good to see some healthy bodies back out
Absolutely.
there. And again, just play with confidence. Win the first 5 minutes. That's what you got to worry about, and then go from there. So the one thing, as you were just talking about, Paul, is that the girls haven't got off to a great start in many of their games this year, and it kind of puts them behind the 8 ball. So if they can get a good start in the first 5, not saying leading the game, but a good start and getting into that comfort zone, that feel for the game, and see what happens in the next time frame.
Gobblers earlier this season did take on Park Rapids over their place, falling 62-37 back on January the 19th. It was a 20-point lead at the halftime break for Park Rapids, and multiple scores with double-digit points in that contest too. So the Gobblers going to have to contend with a little bit of a size advantage towards the side of the Panthers here this evening. We'll get ready more with the pregame show coming up. Of course, our conversation, Coach Kaya Davies, comes up a little bit later. We're off and rolling with high school basketball coverage this evening. A look at our out-of-town scoreboard coming up on the other side of this break. Aitkin Gobblers take on Park Rapids tonight. Girls high school basketball on the Gobbler, as well as at yourliveevent.com.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology.
Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect.
Go Gobblers.
Go All-Stars.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Visit willuc1.org.
Welcome back here at Aitkin High School tonight on the Gobbler, KKIN AM 930, FM Translator 103.1. Paul Volt joined alongside Jeremy Jansen. The Aitkin Gobbler girls taking on Park Rapids here this evening. Take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. Already one half in the books with a boys and girls basketball doubleheaders on the Gobbler, over on Cash 95.9. That being 3WI-FM. Wadena Deer Creek and Pillager in a boys and girls basketball doubleheader. The girls at half. Wadena Deer Creek leads 30-24. And, of course, the other game on Skeeter 101.5. And number 8 ranked Pequot Lakes taking on Crosby Ironton tonight on Skeeter 101.5. This matchup here tonight with this contest, even with the size, Jeremy, we were talking just before we came out of the break as well, a perimeter bunch here with this Park Rapids squad.
Yeah, good shooting team. We played a zone up there, and they hit some shots early. Were able to get us into a man, and they use the blocks. But for the most part, they're a high energy, move the ball quick, and like to shoot perimeter shots. And so we're gonna have to, if we're gonna play a zone, we're gonna have to move quickly.
One thing with Coach Kaya Davies, and we'll get to our full conversation with her in a few minutes, is talking about switching up on the defense as well, not staying in one set for too long as to allow any opponent, and especially with this Park Rapids squad, to get comfortable and try to find some more matchups in and out with the combinations that they do have. But again, here with our broadcast schedule for tonight, boys and girls basketball doubleheader on Cash 95.9, Pillager at Wadena Deer Creek. Boys game will follow the girls game, obviously, with Pequot Lakes at Crosby Ironton. That said, with pregame actually getting underway here before too long over on Skeeter 101.5, as it's the Aitkin Gobblers taking on the likes of the Park Rapids area Panthers here this evening. Get another break here on the pregame show. We got a nice in-depth conversation with Coach Kaya Davies coming up here. Gobblers take on the Panthers tonight. Girls high school basketball here on the Gobbler, as well as at yourliveevent.com.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back to the pregame show tonight here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1. For those also tuning in at yourliveevent.com, Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Park Rapids area Panthers tonight. As we catch up now, head coach for your Aitkin Gobblers, Kaya Davies, joins us here on the pregame show. Coach, I know it's only been a couple days. Feels like it's been a week since we last spoken, but as always, thanks again for taking time to speak with us.
Yeah, of course, and yeah, you're right. It does not feel like it's been like a week or whatever. It feels like it's been a month since we've been at this again, but yeah.
Well, with tonight's matchup, obviously another sectional opponent, and obviously a matchup more on the conference side of things, but things to help out with as we get here in these last couple games. Let's take it back to that game on Tuesday. Obviously, an unfortunate loss, a tough one against Crosby Ironton right here at home. From the opening tip, they were able to get down the court and obviously score a lot of transitional buckets from that game overall. Would you take a look at, obviously, with the game being as the score was what it was, but ultimately looking at what happened in the game, possession by possession, or at least some of those little goals that your team has had. What'd you take away from that game earlier this week?
I think the biggest takeaway for us is just a big reminder to come out and play our game. Whether it's win or loss or X's and O's, I think just having the mentality of like, hey, like we're here to put on our game and our show and do what we can do to our full potential. And I think that's a huge reminder that we have to keep reminding these girls every day in the practice and games, all of the above. So hopefully this game is a reminder of, we had this long talk about how we need to start having the attitude of like, hey, you know what, it's all right, but we're going to come out and do what we got to do. So hopefully tonight shows that.
Obviously with the matchup against Park Rapids, but more talking about having that mentality of, looking at a game by game right now and even getting a couple players back as of late. I know that Abby Palm suited up on the game on Tuesday, playing a few minutes. What's kind of the plan there with Abby, getting her reintroduced back in the lineup for the team?
Well, as many of you know, injuries, they take time to heal, and Abby finally got cleared with her hip injury here, and now it's the slowly momentum of bringing her back to full potential, not throwing her right into the wolves kind of deal. She's now, as the injury happens, other injuries start posing and muscles start getting tired and sore and whatever else. Well, Abby is the kid that goes to lift in the morning, shoot hoops in the morning, goes to school, then does choir, then does musical, then comes to practice, and then goes home and does her homework, and then gets back up and do the exact same thing over again. So she doesn't really take a break, but been a hard lesson teaching her that she needs to heal herself. So hopefully here in the next week or two we'll get her fully cleared and more minutes. Right now she's on a minute-to-minute thing, and she's dealing with a little calf injury. But other than that, I'm hoping some ice and some rolling that out will take care of that. But, yeah, we just have to take what we can with her, and hopefully she'll be full potential here in a few weeks, which, you know what, we have 2-3 weeks left here, and if she's full potential in 2 weeks, that's huge for us. So.
With this matchup you have against in Park Rapids, I remember our conversation the post game. So I think size you had mentioned is going to be something to be able to contend with. How do you plan to counteract a little bit of that size game with maybe some of the guard play for your team tonight?
With this team, we're going to mix it up. I don't like seeing a whole defense for one period of game. So we'll look into their shooting. They have great shooters. They have some good tall players. We'll have to mix it up and play a lot of front on the post and maybe some 3-2 zone to get those guards out there to guard the three-point shot and making them force them put the ball inside. So hopefully we can match up well with our now having a full potential bench here instead of mixing in girls so much. We'll see what we can do for tonight.
Coach, also one thing as well, too, with the shot selection for your team as of late. How do you feel about that now at this point of the season, where every game obviously is going to be even closer and closer, more conference games, but also more sectional matchups, too? That's going to be a big factor, too. How do you feel about this team's in regards to ball movement and the shot selection tonight?
I think the faster we move our ball around, up the court, around the court, half court, is the better option to get open shots. I've been teaching these girls, which they've lost in the last 3 years, about how to move without the ball in their hand, but also how to get open for shots with the ball in their hand, whether instead of just shooting a three or shooting a layup. I'm working on that middle range with them, and I think that's a huge part that's missed in high school basketball now these days anyways. Everybody's looking for that three-pointer or the easy layup. There's a mid-range game that needs to be grown, especially next season with the shot clock coming in. They'll have to learn how to use that clock to their potential and how to use that mid-range game, because you're not always going to be open for the wide-open layup, and you're not always going to be able to shoot a nice, easy three-pointer. So, and then next weeks and in the summer and the training when we get started again, it's going to be a lot of the mid-range and how to move with the ball in your hand without being stationary. So it's going to be, for tonight, I think they're going to have to, we practice a lot this week on that, how to get the inside game versus the outside game, and our shooting potential is not always right there. So hopefully we can get our percentage up, and then we'll go from there.
Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Look forward to talking to you after tonight's game again.
Thank you.
Head coach for the Aitkin Gobblers, Akaya Davies, joining us here on the pregame show. A lot of great points brought up from Coach Davies. And one of the last things that kind of came to mind during that interview, Jeremy, was talking about the shot selection of this team, and especially with the ability, of course, trying to work the inside game to set up shots on the outside too. It seems, especially in some of these contests where the Gobblers have been down early, they start to, kind of put the blinders on and just say, okay, we got to throw something up at the basket and go from that point.
The one thing throughout the season, Coach Davies has done a nice job has worked the ball into the post, but we have, sometimes a defense collapses pretty quick on that post, and we haven't been able to move the ball back out to the perimeter potentially for an open shot, or just back out to relieve that pressure from the post and then back in. And so that ball movement she's talking about has got to be quicker in and out. If you're going to run that ball into the post, it's in. If it's there and she can go right to the hoop, go up and in. If not, and you get collapsed defense, you go right back out, and then you reset and maybe do it again. And so to the point that we've forced shots interior, we've forced shots exterior, but quicker ball movement gets those shots, gets you the opportunity to get an open look. And so I think if they focus on that, move that ball, make that extra pass. Don't hold it. You don't have to dribble on the perimeter.
Yep.
You catch the ball and you move it. A lot of times you catch, dribble twice, make that pass. There's no point of that. And so swinging that ball around, moving it in and out, if they do that, they're going to get a lot more opportunities at a better look at the basket.
That's going to be coming up here in just a few moments. Of course, national anthem as well as our starting lineups coming up. But an update over on Cash 95.9 heading into overtime. Wadena, Deer Creek, and Pillager tied at 53. That's the girls' game of a boys and girls basketball doubleheader. So Noah Caruso on the call for that one, was expecting a couple of good games. And, well, he's got the money worth so far with that Wadena, Deer Creek, and Pillager girls game in the first. Now going to overtime of the first game of that doubleheader here this evening. Aitkin Gobblers take on the Park Rapids area Panthers here tonight. That's coming up here after a break. Our national anthem as well as our starting lineups comes up from Aitkin High School. Aitkin takes on Park Rapids. Girls High School basketball is on the way here on the Gobbler. KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, rjbroadcasting.com, as well as yourliveevent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide, where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education, where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
Personal care items, vitamins, over-the-counter medicines, and more. Choose a 15-minute time slot for pickup, park in our specially signed parking stalls, and we'll deliver the groceries to your vehicle. To begin, go to shop.paulbex.com.
Welcome back here this evening to KKIN AM 930 FM translator 103.1 The Gobbler. For those also tuning in at rjbroadcasting.com with the video stream and yourliveevent.com with the video stream here this evening. Aitkin Gobbler girls take on Park Rapids area Panthers tonight. As we get a look here with our starting lineups for this broadcast and for this game here tonight, starting first with the visiting Park Rapids area Panthers this evening, sitting at 8-11 on the season. Starting off for them is going to be a junior wearing number 10 in Gabby Shapersky. Number 12 is a senior in Tori Weaver. Number 13 is a senior in Olivia Davis. Number 23 is a sophomore in Hallie Eichens. And also number 24 is a junior in Kalia Person, who is the starting lineup for the Park Rapids area Panthers. Head coach Nick Lemke, assisted by Matthew Brandt and Josh Yelanimi for the Panthers. For your Aitkin Gobblers tonight, starting lineup will go like this. A 5'5" junior wearing number 15 for the Gobblers is Emma Jacobson. A 6' senior and wearing number 20 is Tegan Piesick. A 5'5" senior wearing number 21 is Eiley Cullum. Number 23 is a 6' junior, the Worm, Emma Sky, while number 24 is a 5'7" senior wearing number 24 in Ella Jansen. Head coach in her first season for the Gobblers is Kaya Davies, assisted by Shoraya Peterson. Jeremy, what are we looking at here for keys to success for the Gobblers here tonight?
Yeah, you know, I think it's get a good start is the big thing. You get a good start, off to a good start. It doesn't mean take the lead or anything. Just play good defense, move the ball, get into rhythm on offense, and eliminate unnecessary, unforced errors, turnovers, and just play confident. I think those are the keys. Play confident. You're good enough to play here, and I think it should be the keys to the Gobblers having some early success.
Gobblers with the road, the home Reds here tonight, I should say. Aitkin going across the chest in black with white trim, solid numbers as well on the back of the uniform. Park Rapids going with the road whites tonight. Panthers going across the chest in orange with black trim on the numbers and the letters this evening. Gobblers will be working. That'll be left to right on your radio dials and on your computer screens here on KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1 at rjbroadcasting.com, as well as yourliveevent.com. It will be Emma Skye along with number 25, that being Julia Harmon, I believe, to take the opening tip. It will be Harmon to take the opening tip here this evening, won and controlled by the Park Rapids area Panthers. At the top of the circle for number 12 and Tori Weaver. Weaver with the handle of the basketball, looks for somewhere to go with it before she gives it up to number 10 in Gabby Shapersky at the left elbow, works it back out to number 13 in Olivia Davis. Davis nearly loses the handle. She does after it's poked out of her hand by Eiley Cullum, but the Panthers will control. To Weaver, top of the right side, gets a screen but works away from it. Now to Shapersky down low, looks for a putback shot after the initial miss, and good for Olivia Davis with the putback two-pointer. And it's a 2-0 lead for the Park Rapids area Panthers. Almost turned over right at half court. Gobblers get it across the timeline to Eiley Cullum. Cullum will survey as she looks for a pass, as it's going to almost be taken away, but the Gobblers will get it back, and they're going to call an over and back. No tip called? Apparently not. Oh, maybe. I think it was number 23 in Ishins that might have gotten a fingertip on it, but apparently
it was definitely
not.
deflected.
Either way, Gobblers turn it back over the other way. Across half court now, right wing, three on the way is good for Shapersky with her first three of the night. It's a 5-0 start in Aitkin as the Panthers on top of the Gobblers. Pass to the left corner now for Emma Jacobson. Jacobson now back and turned away now on a stolen pass and down the length of the floor, up and in for a layup for number 12 and Tori Weaver, or excuse me, Davis that is, with the layup after the forced pass and the turnover. Gobblers come the other way with Ella Jansen near the right corner. Look for a penetrating pass and a foul called as Jansen hits the deck. 7-0 start to the ball game here tonight. Just a minute and a half in with 16:23 to play. Foul goes against number 25, Julia Harmon. It's the inbound goes to Tegan Pizik. Her scoop shot lays up, no good. As the rebound goes in the hands of number 12 and Tori Weaver. Across half court, fed inside. Harmon with a turnaround jumper, good. Two more for the Panthers. A 9-0 start here in this contest this evening. 16 to play in this first half of basketball. Skip pass in the right corner for Jacobson. Drives along that right baseline. Cross-court pass to Cullum. Out to Jansen on the top of the wing now on the left side. At the free throw line, low pass. Stolen back the other way, loose. And Davis will take it down the length of the floor. Lays it up and in for two. 11 straight points to open up the night for the Panthers. Gobblers trying to get something going on the other end of the floor. There's a forced pass out in front, and it'll be thrown out of bounds on the pass to Pisak from Cullum. 2.5 minutes in, and a turnover by the Gobblers. 11-0 start here this evening.
4 early turnovers for the Gobblers, costing us here these 11 points.
Weaver with the handle of the ball. She'll go from the right elbow. High bank shot up and in. Gets the shooter's touch off the rim. 13-0 run to start tonight. Gobblers try to break the press on through it to the other side, as it's going to be another forced pass taken out of bounds, as it will be last touched by the likes of Harmon and will stay with the Gobblers. 15-14 left in this first half. 13-0 the lead for Park Rapids on top of Aitkin. Pass into the right corner from Pisak, as it's going to be swatted out of bounds by Davis. Stays with the Gobblers. Jansen will trigger the inbound from the end of the bench of the Panthers into Emma Jacobson. Left corner, three on the way from Jansen with the right-handed shot, no good. Tegan Pisak throws up a put-back shot and can't get that one to go. Rebounded down to Davis. She'll take it across half court, swings it back to Weaver at the top of the circle. Gets a screen, Weaver, feeds it inside for Harmon. 2 steps, shot will count, and she is fouled as well. Julia Harmon will head to the line for an and one, a 15-0 start. 4 points for her in total so far this evening. Foul goes against Ella Jansen. First foul of the night for the Gobblers. Fouls tied aside at 1. And 1 free throw is good, 16-0. See Abby Palm and also Britta Westman check in for Aitkin. Cullum and Jacobson out for the Gobblers. Trying to find the right matchup here. Now just 3 minutes into this first half. As Palm and Aitkin Pisak go back and forth. As a pass intercepted, taken and laying up and in. No, and then the second opportunity is good. This time for 23 in Ishins. 18-0 the start. As we get a jump ball on the tie-up with Jansen and Davis right in front of the Gobbler bench. Gobblers will get the benefit of the possession arrow to keep the basketball. As Abby Palm across half court. Loose handle, gets it back. Now to Emma Sky. High pass and another jump ball tie. This one will go to Park Rapids. 14:24 to go in the first half with an 18-0 start. Gobbler turnovers, high errant passes that have led to success on the other end of the floor for the Panthers. At the free throw line, Harmon hands it off to Weaver. High bank shot once again, gets the shooter's touch off the back of the rim and in. 20-0, a high pass once again going one side of the court to the other as it's almost taken away by the Panthers once again. Gobblers will keep it as it went out of bounds after last being touched by Hallie Ishins.
Seems like the length of our passes, that's what's their opportunity to get in that passing lane.
Tip ball after the near pass. Davis back to Weaver, stolen away to Ishins. Draws left baseline off the side of the rim. Her shot no good. Rebounded down to Emma Sky. Sky throws it into the hands of Palm. Looking for an outlet pass. Coming back the other way for the Gobblers. Now to Britta Westman from the left elbow down low to the paint. Out to Aitkin Pisak. She's going to fire up a 3. No good. Long rebound to Weaver. Outlets to Davis. Going back 1-on-2. Finds a little bit of help. Holds onto the basketball. Weaver and also Shapersky were both crashing into the hoop as Palm will take the loose ball back to the Gobblers' way. Down 20-0. The other way now, high tip pass once again. Long arms of the Panthers coming through. Davis with a layup. Leaves it off the side of the rim, gets her own rebound, and she is fouled. Going to be the second foul of the night for Aitkin, it looks like. Yes, it will be. Emma Sky with her first. 13-14 to play in this first half. A couple more subs looking to check in for Aitkin here. And Park Rapids will see their first substitutions of the night as well after the first free throw missed by Davis. It's like Jacobson and also Cullum back in. Anna Elanimi, number 21, in for the Panthers. Second other substitution as the second free throw is good. 21-0 for Park Rapids. Gobblers across the timeline. Try to get it across the half court. Now they do. Britta Westman, high pass. Blocked, but Abby Palm, I should say. Her shot blocked halfway up and goes out of bounds after last being touched by a Panther. The other Panther in is Avery Cedarstrom wearing number 30. In for the first time tonight. 13:02 to go. Inbound looking for Sky down low into the ankles as it comes out of the hands of Davis for the Panthers. Right wing pass. Shapersky to dial one up from downtown. Hits off the side of the rim, no good. As Sky gets a rebound for the Gobblers. Now to Jacobson. Gets a little bit of space, a little bit of help. Now we'll bring it across half court. Jacobson to Westman. Out on the left wing. Spins away from a defender at the top of the circle to Sky at the free throw line. Kicks it back out now to Palm. Inside to Sky. Double team on her in the lane. Needs to get back out. Jacobson going to fire a 3. It's blocked halfway up. Gets the loose ball. Up with the left-handed layup. Can't finish the shot. Rebounded down to Elanimi. She'll take it herself. Anna Elanimi. Right wing pass. Cedarstrom hesitates. Back to Elanimi at the top of the circle. And we will get a jump ball tie-up as the Gobblers will get the possession arrow to their benefit. 12-11 to play here in this first half.
Gobblers with 8 early turnovers to the Panthers, 1 turnover.
No points to show so far for Aitkin. Westman across half court, double team on her. She comes across the half court, and a blocking foul called against.
I think Elanimi's going to get this one.
Yes, her and also Helly Eichens were in the vicinity. Elanimi, with the sophomore, will get the second foul. Camille Peranto checks in for the Gobblers. Also seeing, I believe, number 3, Macy Lund. She's in tonight. Yes, confirmation with her wearing number 3. Cullum has tried to wind up a pass back into Camille Peranto.
Well, Eichens didn't get the other one, but she did get credit for this one.
That she did as she finishes her check. If we were playing on the ice, I should say.
That was a good body contact.
Good. Finish your forecheck on that one.
Right.
Dump and chase.
Dump and chase, yeah.
Gobblers will inbound to the right of the basket. Jansen inbounds it to Jacobson. First shot for Jacobson off the inbound, and the Gobblers get their first points of the night, down 21-2. 11:49 to play here in the first half. Gobblers on the other end of the floor have some work to do. Elanimi from the right elbow skips a pass back out now to that was Elanimi from Shapersky. Shot off the side of the rim. Gobblers get the long rebound to Camille Peranto. Camille holds up to Eiley Cullum. Now she'll establish the offense in the front court. Left side to Jansen out on the wing. Looks for some help even with a double team against her. Right side, Jacobson looking for a pass inside along the perimeter once again and forced it right into the hands of the defense, even with Britta Westman. That passing lane closed very quickly. Need to get that ball out sooner as Elanimi with a floater in the lane, up and in for 2 more. 23-21.
That's the ball move we were talking about in pregame. You got to move the ball quick. You can't react once it's there.
Skip pass inside now, Peranto. Westman, her shot halfway up, blocked, and will stay with the Gobblers. 10:53 to go in this first half here on the Gobbler and YourLiveEvent.com. Quick 30-second timeout taken here on the floor. 23-2 our score. 10:53 to go in this first half. As a quick out-of-town scoreboard update, Wadena Deer Creek, it's a game-winning shot. 0.1 seconds left in overtime. 62-59 the final score. The Wolverines win the first game of that doubleheader. Wow, an exciting finish.
That would have headed to double overtime.
And it would have.
Yeah.
Just like the game on Tuesday up in Esco with Eli Leposki for the Patriot boys.
I'm assuming you saw that video replay.
I have not actually seen the shot or not.
I will have to show you at halftime.
Yeah, we'll have to get a look at that as well. I'd prefer to hear the radio call if it was synced up with our own Devin Kruger for that one, because I'm sure he had himself a dandy of a call on that one. But nonetheless, Wadena Deer Creek girls take that first game of the doubleheader. Boys game coming up over on Cash 95.9. But here on the Gobbler, it's 23-2, a timeout from Park Rapids, with the Gobblers trailing by 21 points after a 20 straight point opening first half as Camille Peranto avoids a turnover, and we're getting a foul called as Peranto was on the floor, and some white shirts impeded upon her with getting a pass back to a teammate. So we'll go to Macy Lund. That'll be her first. Team's fourth of the half. Gobblers trailing again 23-2. With 10:40 to go in this first half of basketball. Left side, Eiley Cullum, another foul against Park Rapids.
It's going to get Avery Cedarstrom her first.
Now makes it the fifth different Panther with a foul in this first half. 10:35 to go in this first half. Double team. Out on Jacobson. Left corner to Jansen. Tried to find a pass inside. Jansen gets the loose ball again. Cullum left alone. 3 on the way. No good. Piesick with a putback and a finish for the Gobblers.
Nice offensive rebound from Teagan there. Anticipate that weak side board.
Across half court, Lund with the loose handle. Now gets it back to Lund, I should say. Loose ball in the middle of the floor. Panthers fighting for it. Right corner 3 from Shapersky is good. 26-4 the score with just a little over 9 to go in the first half. Cullum weaves through the defense. Left side, jumper on the way, no good. Rebounded down to, I think that is Bagstead out there on the floor. Jumper back the other way, no good. Rebounded down to the likes of Tegan Piesick as it's stolen away. wearing number 2 out on the floor. I'm going to say that's Ellie Rowland out on the floor for the Panthers. 3 from the right corner and good. Back-to-back threes for Gabby Shapersky, 29-4. And back the other way, the Gobblers trying to come up with something on the offensive end this time around. To Eileen Cullum. Tegan Piesick left alone, going to fire a 3 just off left side. Rebounded, kicked out wide, and will go to Elanimi, and she'll take it across half court before giving up to number 2, Allie Rowland. Not listed on the varsity roster, wearing number 2, but on the JV roster, layup and in, finishing for Shapersky. 8 straight points from her, 31-4. Gobblers come back the other way, 8.5 to go. Shot thrown up, foul on her way to the basket. Camille Peranto will head her way to the free throw line.
That was good ball movement up the court.
You
know, a little skip pass underneath to Camille and an opportunity to go up for a bucket and gets fouled.
Do have confirmation that it is number 2, Allie Rowland, the sophomore. Listed on the varsity roster, so we'll make that note here as front end of 2 free throws. Good from Camille Peranto. Mass substitutions for the Panthers. Seeing Davis and looks like also Harmon back in. Along with number 23, that being Hallie Eichens. 31-5. Second free throw no good. Rebounded down to number 23 make that 25 and Julia Harmon. 23, that being Eichens. Tries to get a pass. It's taken away by Ella Jansen across half court. Now trying to work right baseline. Misses the shot. Piesick with a putback. Gets the shot to follow through. Gobblers down 31-7. 8.5 to go, but continue to put that up. Now get some stops on the other end of the floor. Gobblers may be able to carve into something here in this first half. Elanimi back out to a steal for the Gobblers. Peranto takes away from Eichens. Now Jansen the other way. High tipped pass. Gobblers. Shot from Jacobson. No good. Got to fight for a board. Peranto hits the deck with Elanimi, but it will go back to Park Rapids. But
good hustle play by Camille.
Yes, good effort from Peranto as well. Didn't quite see. I think it was just a turnover with, of course, Peranto rolling out of bounds with the basketball, but almost could have been a tie-up on the jump ball. Pass almost intercepted down low. Elanimi lays it up and in for 2. Gobblers were crashing on the loose ball, but the Panthers came out with it and found a player undefended. As Piesick will bring it across half court into the left corner at last touch by the Panthers, and will stay with Aitkin. 33-7 with 7.5 to go. Britta Westman will check in for Camille Peranto. As the inbound will come as far left along the baseline as possible. Near that left corner for Jansen. Going to Jacobson. Defended inbound will be last touch by the Panthers and will stay with Aitkin right at midcourt, it looks like. Gobblers will keep the basketball. Just come to the Aitkin side of the half-court line, inbounded to Tegan Piesick. Tries to drive it into the left corner, which she does. Gets it back out to Jansen, the left wing, right in front of the Panther bench. And near that left corner again for Piesick. Cross-court heave, almost taken away. It goes off the leg of Britta Westman and will be touched by the Gobblers as it went off the leg of Westman for an over and back. And we're going to get discussion from the official right in front of the bench area, at the scorers table. Maybe just confirming the possession arrow.
They were arguing about the possession for about a minute there.
7-13 now is the inbound after the 3 from Eichens, no good. Rebounded down to Jansen. 33-7 the score. Gobblers trailing with 7 minutes to go in the first half. Westman inside. Tries to get a pass out. Hits the deck and a travel. She's falling into the floor with her momentum carrying her towards the basket.
11th turnover for the Gobblers, 3 for the Park Rapids Panthers.
Panthers with the advantage here after a 20-0 run to open up the contest this evening. At the top of the circle for number 13, Olivia Davis. Davis back out to Julia Harmon, top of the right side, swings a pass out left now in the corner for Elanimi. Inside to Looks like Weaver now back out to Ishins once again. Panthers with the ball movement in the lane. Yelanimi off the back of the iron, no good. Gobblers release it back the other way. Stretch pass to Bretta Westman. Westman going to fire up a three-pointer short. Sky with the rebound. Misses her initial shot, crashing, but lands the hands of Julia Harmon and will go back to the Panthers. Weaver going to fire a three off the side of the rim, no good. A rebound, last touch by Aitkin, and will stay with the Panthers. 6:14 to go. Allie Rowland. Abby Palm checks in for the Gobblers. And also Gabby Shapersky for the Panthers in. 6:14 to play in this first half. Inbound on the right wing for Shapersky at the free throw line. Jumper from Rowland, no good. Rebound is loose. Sky tries to come out with it. It goes in the hands of Weaver. She lays it up and in for two more. 35-7. Pisak at the free throw line. Draw in a double team, nowhere cleanly to pass it. Gets it out to Abby Palm. Stretch pass to Emma Sky. Sky on the left wing. Pass through the middle of the floor. Right back to Tegan Pisak on the right wing. Hand in and a foul called in on a reach, it looks like, in the passing lane. As the Gobblers will have a foul assessed to the Panthers. Second foul of the night for Julia Harmon. Team seventh as well. We got a 1-and-1 with 5:44 to go here in this first half. 35-7 the score. Bretta Westman at the line. Front end of the 1-and-1, no good. Rebounded down to Davis. Outletted now to Shapersky across half court. In the lane, and it's going to be taken away as the Gobblers will bring it back the other way with Tegan Pisak from the right elbow. Drives right-handed layup, no good. Loose ball on the floor. Shapersky comes out with it as she's almost having it turned back over to the Gobblers side. And now Tori Weaver will take it herself as she stretches the floor, looking for Macy Lund. Down underneath the basket. Dribbles her way out of trouble. Rowland to Lund on the wing from the left elbow. Kicks a pass right side. Shapersky from three. Went halfway down, kicked back out. Loose rebound in the hands of Tegan Pisak. Gobblers look to break the other way to Bretta Westman. Almost caught in no man's land, but the Gobblers with the basketball. Bretta Westman, right-handed shot, no good. And the rebound off the glass to Olivia Davis. Davis the other way at the free throw line. Drives right through the Gobblers and up and in for two more. 30-point lead at 37-7. Emma Sky gets a pass from Tegan Pisak as they will run the floor. It's Ella Jansen, looks left baseline, trying to drive as she's going to be called for a block as Macy Lund. That'll be her second, team's eighth foul of the half. Heading the line will be Ella Jansen. 4.5 to go in this first half. As we'll get sub in before the first free throw. Macy Lund will check out with her two fouls for Anna Yelanimi with her one foul. First free throw from Jansen is good.
I thought that one was long, Paul. Looked long from here.
First point of the night for Ella. 37-8. As the second free throw from Jansen is good. Nets the pair. As we'll see Emma Jacobson checking in for Jansen. As Weaver with the basketball stretches it out to Davis before she crosses half court. Now she'll establish the offense in the front court. Davis from the free throw line. Back out to Weaver with some room for a three. Knocks it down. 40-9 the score with 4:19 to play in this first half. Gobblers trailing Park Rapids in this Mid-State Conference matchup. Across half court for Westman. Kicks it out. Sky for a deep two. Her shot short and wide of the basket as bodies hit the floor, and it looks like a foul called against Aitkin.
Emma Jacobson's going to pick up her first.
Yeah, fresh off the bench for Emma. Just the third foul of the half for the Gobblers. Weaver with the handle of the ball. Gobblers playing up as it'll be now across half court for Davis. Now Gobblers need to get back defensively. Weaver going to chuck him another three from the same spot. Hits off the back of the rim and kicks in. 6 straight points from Tori Weaver. 43-9 with 3:44 to go. Stolen inbound. Rowland to Davis, up and in. Foul called as the basket does not count but heading the line will be Olivia Davis with 2 free throws coming up for her. Tegan Piesick with her first foul this evening. That makes it in total 12 points for Tori Weaver, as at the line is Olivia Davis. Front end of 2 is good, 44-9. And also Gabby Shapersky with 11 points as well. And now joining the double-digit club is Davis, now with her 10 points. Allman Westman out for the Gobblers. Second free throw is good from Davis. 45-9. The inbound to Emma Jacobson. She'll bring it across the timeline. Left side for Eiley Cullum. Cullum with a drive. Her shot blocked by Yelanimi. Hands it off to Rowland with 3.5 to go until halftime. 45-9 the score across half court for Tori Weaver. Kicks it left side now onto the wing for Davis. Up top for Rowland once again. Now to Shapersky. She'll look to match up against Jacobson. As it's poked out of the hands of Shapersky by Jacobson, will stay with the Panthers. 3:16 to go in this first half. Inbound right on the Gobblers bench into the hands of Yelanimi from the lane. Back out. Weaver for a 3. No good. Loose rebound taken by Davis. Hands it off to Rowland. Lays it up and in for 2. Getting the space and just finding the holes in the Gobbler defense. 47-9 the score. Under 3 to go in the first half. Near stolen pass once again. Jacobson to Tegan Piesick. Gobblers got to get it across half court, and Coach Davies just calls a quick 30-second timeout. 2:51 to go here in this first half, and with the Gobblers trailing 47-9. Be interesting to note here once we get to the halftime. Of course, some of the advanced numbers from this first half. Gobblers are just a lot out of position here, whether it be on the offense or on the defensive side here tonight.
You know, and it's just the reaction time. You know, we've talked about on the offensive side trying to get that ball in there. They look, it's there, and then it takes that time to think about it and make that pass. It's got to be right now. When you see it, make the pass. Don't hesitate. So a lot of hesitation. Defensively, they move the ball well. Seems like we maybe are bunching up a little bit on the defensive end. And when you bunch up and you don't have that spacing, they can swing around pretty easy. So Gobblers do a little better here. And, again, just win the next 2.5 minutes.
2:51 exact to be played in this first half. 47-9 in favor of the Park Rapids area Panthers. Gobblers will inbound right below our feet. Cross-court heave now to Camille Peranto. She'll look to drive. Her shot blocked halfway up. It'll stay with Aitkin as Anna Yelanimi forcing the ball out of bounds, and last one to touch it will stay with the Gobblers. Inbound to left of the basket for Tegan Piesick with 2:46 to go until halftime to Emma Jacobson firing on the way. Basket will not go, even with Jacobson knocking the shot down. Foul called, I believe, against the Panthers.
Number 2, Rowland.
Rowland will get her first foul of the evening.
It's actually her second.
Second foul. Yes, that is correct. He was missing something somewhere.
So Eiley Cullum at the line for the Gobblers.
Front end of a 1-and-1 for Eiley is no good. Rebounded down to Yelanimi. 9th team foul of the half as well for the Panthers. Right side, Shapersky will drive. Double team on her. Lays up the scoop shot, and it's going to be a charge against Shapersky. Her first of the night. Team's 10th foul in this first half as well. Gobblers in that double bonus. But an offensive foul against the Panthers.
I think what do they call them? Control fouls. If
Yes.
it's a control foul, it doesn't count towards your shooting free throws.
Inbound from Piesick to Peranto after a pass from Jacobson to the front court. Now to Tegan. Left corner for Cullum. Gets it back up top now for Jacobson. Jacobson backs off a defender at the free throw line. Cuts it to Sky for a jump shot. Her shot no good inside the arc. Rebounded down to Rowland. 47-9 our score with just 2 minutes to go here until halftime. Loose ball at half court. Almost an over and back from the Panthers. Davis, left hand, fouled on her way to the basket as she will go to the free throw line. Emma Sky will get her second this evening. 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining until halftime. Davis at the line for a pair. 2 guaranteed free throws. 5th foul for the Gobblers. Front end of the 2 is good.
Davis's 3rd trip to the line tonight.
12 points in total for her from this first half as Sky is out. Bretta Westman back into the game for the Gobblers. Second free throw is also good.
So Davis, 5 of 6 from the free throw line.
A 40-point lead, 49-9. Eiley Cullum from the right corner looks for a pass along that right baseline, but runs into a double team to Emma Jacobson. Jacobson runs into her own teammate, but backs off now. A pass to Eiley Cullum from the top of the circle. Right side pass, Jacobson looks to drive, stops, pops a shot, no good. Runner and rebounded down to Camille Paranto is up and in for 2. 49-11 with a minute and a half to go until halftime. Park Rapids. Allie Eichens hands it off to Tori Weaver. Weaver started to think about running a 3, but her shot and layup no good. A rebounded from Yela Nimi, and the putback no good. A rebounded down to Tegan Piesick.
I was going to do a little better job of that weak side rebound. You know, the ball come off the glass. She's gotten the rebound and gone back up. We've seen a couple 2-3 easy buckets there.
Minute 14 to go until halftime. 49-11 the score. Inbound from Piesick right in front of public address announcer Dave Sedlowski. Piesick from Jacobson back to Piesick as she loses the handle, and Shapersky will outlet now to Eichens in the left corner. To Davis up top on the way, looking for an opportunity to run the ball. Now to Weaver. Weaver, her shot impeded upon, but it's going to be kept alive now for the Panthers. Running shot on the way is good. Davis now makes it back to a 40-point lead at 51-11. Gobblers look to get it to the front court. On the way for Aitkin is Westman. Her shot no good. Loose rebound and a long stretch pass from Weaver. Up and in, and finishing it is Cedarstrom. 53-11 now with just 24 seconds remaining until halftime. Cullum across half court to Paranto at the free throw line. Down inside the arc now, and a handoff to back to Westman. Jacobson, free throw jumper, good. 50-13, these 53-13 with 3 seconds to go. Eichens down low to Davis. Her shot at the buzzer will not go, but her first half comes to an end with Park Rapids leading 53-13. Our score here as we go into the halftime locker room. Gobblers trail by 40. Halftime report comes up with the first half numbers, and of course our out-of-town scoreboard and more on the way as the Gobblers trail 53-13 here on KKIN AM 930 FM 103.1 as well as at yourliveevent.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
Mr. May's ornithology class.
My last 6 years on the Aitkin All-Stars.
Going to Rumble on the Red Wrestling Tournament.
Just going to the state tournament last year for wrestling.
Making one of those last-minute shots against Crosby. Going to state my 10th grade year for wrestling.
The Virginia tournament during basketball.
My chemistry class last year.
I would say the Virginia tournament.
Going to state my freshman year for dance.
Being able to participate in multiple sports teams.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers.
Go All-Stars.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide. Where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School tonight here on The Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1 The Gobbler. And for those also tuning in with the video stream and yourliveevent.com, 53-13 our halftime score. Park Rapids on top in big-time fashion. Jumped out to a 20-0 lead before the Aitkin Gobblers got their first points of the night tonight. Gobblers struggling on both ends of the floor. 14 turnovers at the half with just, well, in that first half, just 4 points. Leading the way is Emma Jacobson and Tegan Pisek at the halftime break, but 3 different scores for the Park Rapids area Panthers in that first half with double-digit points, as leading the way is Olivia Davis, getting 15 in that first half for the Park Rapids area Panthers, leading 53-13 at the halftime break. Quick out-of-town scoreboard update. It was a final, our first of 2 games here this evening over with the boys and girls basketball doubleheader. Wadena Deer Creek takes it in overtime over Pillager. 62-59 that halftime, that final score in overtime with a game-winning shot with 0.1 seconds remaining in that overtime period. Of course, the other contest, Pequot Lakes and Crosby Ironton, into that first half of action as well. And we look forward to that halftime score as well, the final score of that game as well. We'll get some more of the advanced numbers from this first half of basketball with Park Rapids leading Aitkin 53-13 here on The Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, and also at yourliveevent.com.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education. Where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
Mr. May's ornithology class.
My last 6 years on the Aitkin All-Stars.
Going to Rumble on the Red wrestling tournament.
I was going to the state tournament last year for wrestling.
Making one of those last-minute shots against Crosby. Going to state my 10th grade year for wrestling.
The Virginia tournament during basketball.
My chemistry class last year.
I would say the Virginia tournament.
Going to state my freshman year for dance.
Being able to participate in multiple sports teams.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers.
Go All-Stars.
Gobbler athletes, good luck this season.
Halftime score here on The Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1, The Gobbler. It is 53-13 with the Park Rapids area Panthers leading the Aitkin Gobblers at that score. Other halftime score over on Skeeter 101.5, Crosby Ironton on top of Pequot Lakes. Girls basketball 38-31 at the halftime break as Paul Vold joined alongside with Jeremy Jansen here with this halftime report. Aitkin Gobblers 14 first half turnovers. And Jeremy, we talked about first 5 minutes of the game. Gobblers needed to get off to a good start as well. Well, 5 minutes in, it was 20-0 Park Rapids.
Yeah, you know, they play a good pressure defense, hands in passing lanes. And you know, to the credit, though, I mean, the Gobblers worked hard, drew a lot of fouls, and
yes.
But that's what you're going to get. I mean, a team that pressures hard is going to draw. I mean, is going to obtain fouls, and they had 7 with halfway through the first half. You know,
they
so
did.
I mean, they play pressure hard, and it shows in the fouls that they had. So, Gobblers do a little better job here moving the ball a little bit quicker. Again, working on the next 5 minutes. And so, turnovers 14 for the Gobblers, 4 for the Panthers. 14 rebounds for the Panthers, 13 for the Gobblers, so pretty even. Free throw attempts, Gobblers 3 of 6 from the line, where the Panthers were 6 of 7. So pretty even there.
Right.
The big thing is the turnovers and transition points.
53-13, the score in favor of Park Rapids on top of the Aitkin Gobblers as well. The other game on the airwaves tonight, of course, with it being Wadena Deer Creek and Pillager boys basketball. That game just getting underway over on Cash 95.93 WIFM. It's 53-13, our halftime score here on the Gobbler. Again, Emma Jacobson, Tegan Piesick leading the way with 4 points in that first half. Olivia Davis, 1 of 3 scores in double digits already. She's got 15 at the break with 3 rebounds as well, as the Panthers on top by the score of 53-13. Get a break here on the halftime report. Second half action comes your way. Aitkin and Park Rapids girls high school basketball on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
Jansen, your hometown realtor.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School tonight here on the Gobbler, KKIN AM 930 FM 103.1. For those also joining us at yourliveevent.com, Paul Vold, Jeremy Jansen. Second half basketball just moments away from starting here, as of course our third broadcast of the week here on yourliveevent.com. Don't worry, we'll be in action coming up Monday night as well, with Little Falls taking the trip up here to Aitkin. Girls basketball, that'll be strictly on yourliveevent.com coming up on Monday, because we'll have Minnesota Timberwolves basketball at Dallas coming up on Monday night as well, with a 7 p.m. pregame start on the KKIN AM 930 FM 103.1, The Gobbler. Second half set to get underway. Park Rapids will get to the basketball, it looks like, to start off our second half. Gobblers will be working right to left on your radio dials and on your computer screens, whether you're tuning in on KKIN AM The Gobbler or at yourliveevent.com. Gabby Shapersky from the right elbow works the pass back out to Tori Weaver, swinging it back around to Davis, leading the way with 15 points in this contest. Picks up right where she left off at the end of the first half. Another scoop shot and in, 55-13. 17 minutes to go in regulation here this evening. Gobblers back the other way offensively with Ella Jansen at the top of the circle, between midcourt and that top of the circle again for Aitkin. Gets a screen, does Eileen Cullum. Left side now for Emma Jacobson. Works it back to the top of the key now. Around the perimeter, and we get a double dribble, it looks like, against Jacobson to turn it over. And we'll go back to the Panthers. 55-13 our score. Shapersky in the right corner being defended by Cullum. Gets a pass out to Davis. Left corner. Driving is going to be Ishins. Force pass to Weaver inside, off the front of the rim, but rolls up and in. 57-13, a 4-0 run to start off the second half. Low inbound pass, gets it to Jansen across half court. Does Cullum after the inbound from Piesick. Jansen over to Cullum once again. Tries to work on that left wing, penetrating the zone. Down low to Piesick, a little too far out in front. Cullum hits the deck. Last touch by the Gobblers, and will be a turnover to the Panthers.
I thought there was a hand in there that deflected that, but
2 possessions for Aitkin, 2 turnovers, unfortunately. While on the other end, it's been 2 possessions and 4 points. 3-pointer from Shapersky, knocks down the 3. 3 possessions and 7 points to open the half. This is what happens when I open my big mouth.
She's 4 of 5 from three-point range tonight.
Gabby Shapersky now up to 14 points, along with Tori Weaver. 3 from Jans on the other side, knocks it down and good. 60-16 with 16:16 to play as the clock continues to run. We'll go back the other way for the Panthers. Davis, force pass inside to Harmon. Up and in. Weaver is going to be fouled. Yes, we'll get a foul assessed against the Gobblers.
Weaver's first attempt to the line.
Emma Jacobson given her second here this evening.
They have a pretty heavy senior core here that have been playing for quite some time together. Sophomores, they were on the floor. They were a very young team a couple years ago, and so they've got a lot of experience.
60-16, first free throw from Weaver, no good. Second free throw on the way, and no good. Rebounded down to Tegan Piesick for Aitkin. 60 minutes go, long stretch pass out to the front court for Ella Jansen. Looks for a pass out of the right corner, puts it down on the floor. Her and Weaver are battling for it. Now it's going to be loose out once again. Davis comes out with it for the Panthers. Across the timeline, works it left side. 3 on the way from Weaver. Good. High arcing 3 hits the bottom of the net. Tori Weaver now 17, tying the lead with her teammate in Olivia Davis, with 17 points for the Panthers from Park Rapids. Cullum stops outside the lane, skips it out, left side, 3 on the way from Jansen. No good, long rebound into the hands of Piesick as a foul called underneath the basket. After the rebound, it looks like Cullum in the midst of that one. Shapersky. Looks like she got a little bit of the arm across against Cullum. That'll be her second of the night. Gobblers will keep the basketball, 63-16. And we'll go to Abby Palm, checking back in. Looks to drive. She'll do just that. Floater outside the arc, no good. Into the hands of Harmon. To Weaver, she'll take it and send it long to Shapersky. Driving, now stopping, going into the left corner now is going to be Shapersky. Now back after a pass from Davis. Inside, Harmon left-handed jump and good. 65-16. 14 minutes to go in this contest. We'll see more action off the bench for Park Rapids, nearing that 50-point threshold. Cross half court now with the Gobblers with the possession of the basketball. Abby Palm draws left baseline, tries to throw up a running scoop, and will be called for a travel. And we'll give it back to the Panthers. Yelanimi, Cedarstrom, and Rowland back in. First action here in the second half for all three. So Olivia Davis will inbound to Allie Rowland. Back to Davis, who will work it back to Rowland. Give and go as they try to get across half court. Rowland will get it up to Yelanimi across the timeline into the right corner now for Shapersky. Feeds it inside to Cedarstrom. Gets the loose ball, handles it. Up with the right-handed shot from the left side. Not good enough as Yelanimi couldn't get the shot off the basket end. And Jansen comes up with a loose ball on the rebound, as Ella will set up the offense across half court. Get a skip pass over to Emma Sky. Sky works away from the defender in Davis with 14 minutes to go. Tegan Piesick, low pass over towards Piesick from Sky, and it go back to the Panthers after the ball almost goes in the home locker room for Aitkin.
5th turnover of the second half for the Gobblers.
65-16. Under 14 to go in regulation here this evening. As Olivia Davis with the basketball across half court. Top of the left side, skip pass, Cedarstrom stops, down low to Yelanimi. Back out, Shapersky for a 3, good. 68-16, now past that 50-point mark. Now a 17-point night for Shapersky.
Her 5th 3 of the night.
As the Gobblers out now to the offensive end of the floor. Abby Palm in the right wing. Tries to go with a runner again. Denied on her way, and she'll head to the free throw line.
Kind of a delayed call, I thought. Definitely was fouled there, and took the ref a little time to process that.
Yeah, apparently. Not the only one kind of seeing things in slow motion as of late. I don't know if it's just been a long week or Or am I having a stroke as of quite yet? We'll see. It has the end result, front end of 2. Good for Abby Palm. 68-17. First points of the night for Palm as Emma Sky is out. And seeing Britta Westman check back in. First points of the night for Abby Palm and knocks down the second. Now exactly 50 points at 68-18. Allie Rowland will skip it over to Olivia Davis. Davis will try to push through a couple of red jerseys, and she does across half court. Davis at the top of the circle now works it back to Rowland, poked out of her hands by Abby Palm. She'll pursue, and we'll get back defensively as well for Abby Palm to Olivia Davis, working along that left baseline, up and in, and gets the shot to go. This time does Anna Yelanimi, 70-18. 12:46 to go. Across half court now, looking at right side for Emma Jacobson. Jacobson tries to throw up a runner with 3 white shirts in front of her. Doesn't go through. Stretch pass back out. Cedarstrom will drive against Tegan Piesig. Shot going to be fouled upon, and 2 free throws coming up. It's a 52-point advantage here for the Park Rapids area Panthers, and at the line to shoot a pair will be Avery Cedarstrom. After being fouled by Tegan Piesik, her second. First free throw, no good. Bayla May will check in. She'll come in for Ella Jansen. Second free throw from Cedarstrom, no good. Rebounded down to Emma Jacobson. Bayla May checks in for the first time tonight, wearing number 10, as she's out on the right wing, feeds a pass down low to Britta Westman. Cuts through a couple of defenders and called for a travel. Try to get a pass out in the lane, but forward momentum was carrying her back once again. 12:19 to go here in regulation, 70-18. Skip pass to Olivia Davis. 17 points in the night. Currently sitting tied with 2 of her teammates. Tegan Piesik steals it away for Aitkin to Abby Palm. Goes left-handed shot, left a little bit short, and it's picked up by Olivia Davis to the front court for the Panthers, and a carry against her, and we'll give it right back to Aitkin with 11:59 to go. Halftime score, Minnesota Timberwolves find themselves down against Memphis, 69-58.
I don't think it ever really matters, Paul, in professional basketball until you get about 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Exactly. From that point on, it's just like, all right, how big of a third quarter are we going to need?
Yeah, right.
Usually ends up 140 to 150 or something like that. The way they play defense, the NBA. Runner from the Gobblers is good for Britta Westman, 70-20, 11:32 to go. Trying to get the ball turned over where the Gobblers defensively in the backcourt, but now we'll bring it up. Will the Park Rapids area Panthers. 11:20 to go here in regulation with Allie Rowland to Anna Yelanimi through the free throw line. Runner in the lane, no good. Westman with a rebound. Tegan Piesik will bring it across half court for the Gobblers. Tries to throw up a layup, but it's going to be blocked by Davis. Stretch pass out. Turned over by turned over as a steal from the Gobblers. Palm going to fire a 3 off one good leg. Doesn't go, but a jump ball in the tie-up is no, we're going to get a foul. Looks like it's Tegan. Will be assessed a foul, reaching over for the rebound. It'll be Tegan's third, as we'll see a full set of change for the Panthers. 5 new bodies out on the floor, new in the sense that they haven't played as a whole contingent, but a lot of familiar names thus far. We'll see number 23 in Hallie Eichens with the handle of the basketball. Goes to number 5 in Amelia Bagstead. Bagstead checking in for the first time tonight. Tori Weaver back to Eichens. Works it back to the right elbow. Cross-court pass once again into the hands of Macy Lund. Bagstead from the free throw line. Skips a pass back out to Tori Weaver. Weaver free throw line. Left corner now inside the arc down low. Weaver will get the putback. Basket counts, and she is fouled. And she'll head to the line to complete the three-point play. And taking the lead back is Tori Weaver at 19 points this evening with 10:25 to go. Bayla May will be assessed her first foul of the evening. Team's fourth of the half, and 1 free throw is good. 73-20. 53-point lead for the Panthers. Jacobson stops just outside the lane. Skip pass back to the top of the circle for the likes of Ella Jansen. Looks for a pass right, will dribble to the left to hand it off to Emma Jacobson. To Bayla May, right corner for Bretta Westman. Westman works it near, back to the wing, will drive inside. Now takes a double team with her to Camille Peranto. Her jump shot is good. Camille Peranto. 73-22. Just over 9 minutes to go. Once we get past that 9-minute mark of this second half, clock will continue to run. Bayla May strips the ball away, picks it up herself. Now she'll get it after loose handle to Ella Jansen. Fires up a three. Good for Ella Jansen. 73-25. 9.5 to go. Outlet pass. Kept alive. Bagstead to Lund in the lane. Loses it. Back to Harmon. Will keep it, actually. Put back on the jumper. Foul called against the Gobblers. Amelia Bagstead will be fouled upon. And they'll go against Bayla May. Back-to-back fouls for her. And a trip to the free throw line for Amelia Bagstead, number 5, the junior. First free throw from her is good. 74-25. Second free throw coming up here. 9:19 to play here in this regulation of the second half. Second free throw, no good. Harmon will get the rebound for the Panthers. Streaking in and stolen away by Aitkin by Ella Jansen. Jansen free throw line. Left elbow jumper, no good. Rebounded down to Bagstead as we get arms flailing everywhere, but play continues. Ishins to Tori Weaver at the top of the circle. Weaver inside the arc, down low along the baseline. Cross-court pass, skipped over. Shot from Lund, no good. Fight for a rebound is, Camille Peranto hits the deck hard as going for the rebound, and Julia Harmon hooked the arm on that rebound on the way down as 8:40 to go. Clock will continue to roll here. Athletic trainer out onto the floor as well to look over. The Aitkin Gobblers will step aside here for a quick timeout with 8:29 to go in this contest as well. Aitkin trails 74-25 here on the Gobbler as well as at yourliveevent.com.
More than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
74-25 our score here on yourliveevent.com. Camille Peranto being evaluated by the trainer here as she fought for the rebound with Julia Harmon, but the Gobblers will keep the basketball with 8:17. Clock will continue to roll here. Hit the back of her head pretty hard on the floor with her and Harmon fighting for that rebound, but the Gobblers with the basketball as we get a travel called against Emma Jacobson as the Gobblers will turn it back over to Park Rapids. 74-25 our score. 20 points on the night for that being Tori Weaver. Two of her teammates very, very close. One possession deficit on that total points here on the night as the Panthers miscommunication on the floor between the likes of Hallie Ishins and I believe number 11, Nora Cedarstrom, checking in during that timeout, wearing number 11 for the Panthers. 7.5 to go in this regulation. Gobblers look right side on the pass to Tegan Piesick. Piesick will fire up a three-pointer out the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded down to Yelanimi. She'll take her time coming across half court. Right side pass. Three from Shapersky. Good. Now makes it 77-25 with 7 minutes to go.
Her 6-3 of the night, 6 of 7.
Now makes it 20 on the night for Shapersky as well. Jacobson, top of the left side, looks it back towards the middle now for Britta Westman, drives from the right elbow, spins the lane away from the defenders, and make that Jansen left alone from three, gets the rebound after the missed shot and dribbles it back to the right wing. To Tegan Piesick. Looking for Westman, didn't initially look for the pass, but somehow came out with it just outside the lane. Right-handed jump shot, good. For Britta Westman, back to a 50-point lead, 77-27. Right through the defender and lays it up, does Gabby Shapersky. 22 on the night to take the team lead. And the game high lead as well, 79-27 with 6 minutes to go. And it's going to be Tegan Piesick, inside pass to Britta Westman for the right elbow. Spins out of the way in the left corner. Tipped out into the hands now of Jansen. Her jump shot off the back of the rim, no good. I should say off the backboard and off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded down to Shapersky, gives it up across half court for Ishins. Into the left corner, now punching in on the arc is going to be Macy Lund. Her shot impeded upon, but Jansen will outlet in transition. To Emma Jacobson, hesitates, lays it good off the backboard and in, 79-29 with 5.5 to go. Left corner, Shapersky, nearing the wing once again, looks for a pass back out to Eischen, swings around for Nora Cedarstrom and a quick timeout on the floor. I think a timeout just for substitutions. So just actually a little bit of both, just a quick 30-second timeout, but also subs checking in as well on both ends of the floor for both teams. Just to
get the subs in.
Exactly. Just about 5 minutes left here in regulation. Get some of these girls that probably haven't had a lot of varsity time just to get them some action as well. Vivian Shapersky out on the floor now for number 22, that is, and also seeing number 24 in Albine Kassert, wearing number 24. Nora Cedarstrom from the right elbow loses the handle to Tegan Piesick. Last touch by the Panthers, and will go to Aitkin. 5-13 counting downward here in this contest tonight. Gobblers unfortunately fall to 6-14, lose another game in the conference as well. Have yet to win a game in conference this season. As Abby Palm back in the contest from the top of the circle, steps inside the arc for a deep two. Her shot no good. Fight for a rebound picked up by Allie Roland. Roland with the basketball. Skips it up to number 22, that being Vivian Shapersky, the freshman. To Yelanimi. Nora Cedarstrom from three. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded down to Emma Sky. 4.5 to go, 79-29 our score. Gobblers trail. Outlet pass to the front court for Abby Palm. Looks for a pass, skips it into the hands of Emma Sky. Double team on her, back out to Jansen for a three-pointer on the way. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded down to Tegan Piesick. She'll cut through the defender, is off the window and good. 79-31. Shapersky across half court. Looks for a pass. Now back over, down low to Nora Cedarstrom. Cedarstrom loses the handle. She was driving to the hoop and rolls it. And last touch by a Gobbler will stay with the Panthers. Josie Kostick and also Haley Shrek back in for the first time tonight. Just under 4 minutes to go here in this contest. Inbound, looking for Shapersky as it goes off the hands of Jansen and out. 79-31 our score. Inbound to left of the basket, Yelanimi. Into Roland, a back out to Yelanimi once again. Driving is Kazert as she is fouled on her way to the basket, and we'll get free throws coming up, it looks like. Or no, just foul on the floor. 6th foul of the half for the Gobblers. Anna Yelanimi is out. Amelia Bagstead back in for the Panthers with 3 minutes to go. Inbound to the right of the basket, and will go, and last touch by Kazert, and will be a turnover to Aitkin. Gobblers another turnaround here with the weekend and then playing a Monday contest against Little Falls.
It's just not a good schedule.
Unfortunately, won't get an argument from the radio guy either on that. Had a stretch of about 3+ weeks of Monday contests as well, but after getting a week off, as a turnaround jumper from Tegan Piesick, no good, rebounded down to Kazert. Yeah, unfortunately, the schedule hasn't been very kind to the Gobblers here as Nora Cedarstrom, make that number 11. Yeah, Nora Cedarstrom unable to get the ball cleanly as it goes out of her hands after maybe being bumped by Eiley Cullum, but either way, goes back to Aitkin with 2 minutes to go. Across the timeline now goes back to Tegan Piesick from the free throw line. Fakes the handoff. Tegan from the right elbow. Double team on her. Lays it up and in and good.
Tough shot there.
Finishes it. Does Tegan. 79-33. Steal by Jansen. Back to Tegan Piesick. Fires a three from the left wing. A little bit strong off the backboard. Goes to Nora Cedarstrom with under 2 to go. Cedarstrom to the front court now. Works it right side. Amelia Bagstead, quick push inside. We get bodies flying everywhere. Turnover back to Haley Sharek. Bounces it off her head across the timeline. Now back to the Gobblers with Tegan Piesick. Rather lucky than good on that opportunity for Aitkin, as it'll be to Tegan Piesick. Back up now to Jansen. Hucks up a three and buries it. Does Ella Jansen. 79-36. Minute 20 to go. Nora Cedarstrom to Amelia Bagstead across half court. Kazert with a pass now to Cedarstrom in the left corner. And the ball last touched by the Gobblers as it goes out of bounds will stay with Park Rapids. Minute 6 to go. Continues to roll here as Bayla May checks in for Ella Jansen for the last 60 seconds of this contest. 79-36 our current score. As it'll be Vivian Shapersky turning it over as she was going out of bounds with it on the inbound and threw it back towards the middle of the floor. Tegan Piesick comes out with it, rolls it up and in coast to coast. 2 more for Tegan Piesick. Now up to 10 points on the night with 38 seconds to go. Now we'll now make it back-to-back wins for Park Rapids. They'll go to 9-11 on the season. 3 from the left corner from Rowland is good. Excuse me, that was Bagstead. My apologies. Number 5, not number 2. 82-38. The score. Josie Kostick just outside the lane. Right-handed shot off the side of the rim to Kazard with a rebound. Across half court now for Vivian Shapersky. Her shot no good. Throws up an opportunity to get her own rebound. She does with 4 seconds, and she's fouled at the basket. 1.4 seconds ago. Shooting foul. Will get the free throws even with there being just minimal seconds remaining. Foul called against Tegan Piesick this evening. Free throw coming up. Front end of 2, no good. Second free throw going to be coming up here momentarily. Vivian Shapersky. And good. 83-38. And with the inbound, Cullum will huck one up at the buzzer, and that will do it. 83-38. Aitkin falls to Park Rapids here this evening as the Gobblers unable to pick up a conference win here tonight. 83-38 our final score. We'll head to the post-game show on the Gobbler as well as at yourliveevent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
Welcome back to Aitkin High School tonight here on The Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1, The Gobbler. And for those also tuning in at rjbroadcasting.com as well as yourliveevent.com. Final score this evening, 83-38, Park Rapids defeats the Aitkin Gobblers here tonight, this Mid-State Conference girls basketball matchup. 83-38 our final score, as from the opening tip, Gobblers were on the outside looking in. 20-0 it was before the Gobblers were able to get their first points of the night as well. Multiple scores with double digits, and the Gobblers, again, getting throwing passes into lanes with the long, lanky arms of Park Rapids, and found themselves down 53-13 at the half, even with 14 first-half turnovers. Those mounted up quickly to start off the second half. Next thing you knew, the Gobblers were down 40, even ballooned out to a 50-point deficit as well. As we get into the post-game show here this evening, of course, we got our big deal player of the game, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game coming up. Final score from earlier, overtime win for Wadena Deer Creek against Pillager in the girls' game of that basketball doubleheader. 62-59 that final score in overtime. Second game with the boys playing Wadena Deer Creek of Pillager, and no score as of yet. Last update with that one over on Skeeter 101.5 with Crosby, Ironton, and Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lakes ranked number 8 in Class 2A. Was a 38-31 lead for the Rangers over the Pequot Lakes Patriots. Paul Volt, Jeremy Jansen here on the post-game show here tonight. And Jeremy, obviously we talked about winning stretches of minutes, and unfortunately it just seemed that Park Rapids was obviously able to win those bigger stretches of minutes even from the opening tip here this evening.
Yeah, they just were very, very active defensively. They've got, line changes. They were bringing starting 5, and then they would just bring in the next 5, and so they can stay fresh, and all of those girls play solid defense, and so tough loss tonight for the girls, but they played hard. They had fun. Something to work for Monday.
Yep, and that'll be a contest against Little Falls coming up on a Monday here this evening. Of course, we'll have coverage of that strictly on yourliveevent.com coming up here on Monday. Gobblers fall tonight, 83-38. It was now 6-14 on the season, while Park Rapids improves to 9-11 on the year. Take a break here on the post-game show. We got numbers to look at. Big deal player of the game, or Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. We'll see if we'll get Coach Davies on the post-game show here this evening. Either way, final score, 83-38 here on KKIN AM The Gobbler, and also yourliveevent.com. We'll be back with more here after a break.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
Foundation to heart. So have a lot of their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. As we celebrate our first 100 years, Auto Owners Insurance thanks all of those who have put their trust in us and all of the generations who will. Visit Security State Insurance on the second floor of the Security State Bank building in Aitkin.
Welcome back here this evening on YourLiveEvent.com as well as KKIN AM 930 FM Translator 103.1 The Gobbler 83-38 our final score with Park Rapids defeating the Aitkin Gobblers here this evening. Paul Volt joined alongside with Jeremy Jansen. Looking here more, Jeremy, with the numbers of this contest. Park Rapids, obviously a good shooting team, and we talked about it with Coach Davies in the pregame show and throughout this contest. They had at least 3 players with double-digit points, and 2 players even make it to the 20-point mark here this evening.
Yeah, correct. 9 triples on the night. Gabby Shapersky with 22 points, 3 rebounds. Tori Weaver, 20 points and a rebound. And Olivia Davis, 17 points, 3 rebounds. So, their big 3, combined for 69 points and 7 boards. They were 9 of 16 from the free throw line, had 23 total rebounds as a team and 10 turnovers total on the Gobblers side. Leading the way for the Gobblers was Ella Jansen with 11 points, 4 rebounds, Tegan Piesick with 10 points, 8 boards, and Emma Skye with 6 points and a board. 21 total rebounds for the Gobblers, 5 of 8 from the free throw line, but the big glaring number, which has been down this stretch here, 24 turnovers for the Gobblers, 14 in the first half, 10 in the second. And so if they can eliminate those turnovers on Monday, clean it up a little bit, they've got a chance to be in a game. So.
Yeah, they've got that coming up for them as well. That'll be coming up Monday as they take on Little Falls here this evening. As, of course, we do have some player awards announced with our big deal player of the game, brought to you by Atwater GM in Aitkin, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch in Baxter, Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center in Crosby, as well as Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd, Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd, as well as the Takedown Gym in Brainerd as well. And just like that, the powers that be, big deal player of the game, if she wants to take the microphone or not. Tegan Piesick joins us here on the postgame show. Tegan, tonight, obviously, now second game here this week with a little bit of a tough start for your team, but how do you rally back from that point as well, knowing that obviously it's been a few times this season where it's been a slow start for the Gobblers too?
At halftime in the locker room, we talked about how we needed to have composure because their press wasn't really all that up in our face. We were just panicking a lot, so we talked about composure and just knowing what we had to do and actually doing it.
I know that's been, a few different times too, especially with tonight, trying to get some of those passes through down low in the post, and, they get a hand on it or even a fingertip on it and it goes back the other way. I'm sure that trying to create more ball movement for your team has been, I'm sure, something with a little bit more emphasis here in these last couple weeks too in practice.
Yeah, it has been. We've been working a lot on better passes and harder passes to get them there quicker, so we can move it faster without getting the other team to get.
Tegan, it seemed like they're defensively, even in the half court set, they pressured really hard and made you earn every pass or every shot that you got in the first half, especially in the first half. And they drew, I think, Paul and I were talking, that 8 fouls halfway through that first half, and so it shows the pressure that they put on in fouls as well. So it's tough to get that open look or even get that open shot when they pressure that hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, now another quick turnaround for your team. Obviously, we're now playing on Monday, Little Falls. You get a couple of moments to rest up before unfortunately, another long week for your team with more games on the schedule. But Tegan, as always, thanks again for coming on the postgame show.
You.
Don't forget this, big deal player of the game, Tegan Piesick here tonight, finishing the game with 10 points here this evening, as we'll welcome in head coach for the Aitkin Gobblers. Kaya Davies, hands full, not only with this team, but also with physically hands full as well. But, Coach, tonight, obviously another tough start for your team, too. You're down 20-0 before you get your first points as well. From that point on, you look at winning just, stretches of minutes. We talked about it, of course, in the pregame show and obviously throughout the night as well, just winning stretches of minutes. From that point on, you're down 20-0. What did you see there from your team to kind of be able to find some positive out of the night as well?
Some positives. I'm not even mad about this game. The last few minutes, especially the last 8, I think were the best that we played in the last 4 games. We were intense on defense. We were communicating. We were talking. Yes, there was some mess-ups with easy buckets getting passed up and girls not knowing where they're supposed to be or the play or whatever. But, hey, that comes with time and that comes with practice and that comes with the growth of what we're trying to do here. So I think that's a huge thing. But, yeah, when the little minutes that we can win, whether they throw it out of bounds or we get a steal or whatever, that's just huge for these girls and it just hypes them up a little bit more in their heads here. So, which that's what we need when we come back from a game like Crosby. So I thought it was a great game, other than the first half, of course. But you gotta take what you can. So,
Coach, you look at their bench; they have 5 girls, and then he makes a whole line change of 5 more.
Oh, the hockey line change.
Yeah, right.
Wish.
They got the depth. But in the second half, even in the start, it seems like you put some pressure full court. And with having a shorter bench, does that limit the opportunity to be able to pressure for a length of period of time?
I think so, especially with the girls the injuries that we have sustained this season now, and possibly maybe Camille being out with the head injury or a few games or a few days or whatever it is. But I wish I could play full court press the entire first half, second half, whatever it contains to be. But I don't have the length in my bench, and that just comes with conditioning and a little bit of mentality of, hey, yeah, I'm tired, but I could probably go 5 more minutes here if I just take a deep breath and remember what we're doing here. So I wish I could do what some of these teams do, but we got to take what we have. So that means second half we come out in full court press and keep pushing as much as we can. Maybe me call a little more timeouts. I forget that I have those half the time. So I'm so caught up in the game. I'm like, no, just let the play happen. Just let the play happen. But sometimes I got to realize, no, I can't just let this play happen. So that's a big thing for me to keep working on as a first-year coach. But I just can't. I wish our turnovers were hugely different. We had, 17 in the first half and then came and ended with, I think, 25 total. So that's a huge turn. But I reminded the girls, hey, they didn't press the entire second half. So that changes a little bit. We just got to work on our game and our composure of what we have. So,
yeah, they fought to the end, worked hard, and looks like they're having fun.
Yeah, that certainly does help now with a turnaround. Of course, another Monday contest for your team, too. You got Little Falls coming in. You just put this one in the rear view, obviously address maybe with some more shooting or a quick light practice here over the weekend or something, and then you get right ready and for it on Monday as well.
Yeah, shooting's going to be our biggest thing. Shooting and passing, I think, is going to be another huge one. But, yeah, Little Falls, I watched a little bit on them, and I think we have a good chance here, or at least have a good game. So that's what I'm hoping for anyways.
Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate the time for coming up. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Thank you.
Head coach for your Aitkin Gobblers, Kaya Davies, joins us here on the postgame show. Of course, now we got to announce we already did our big deal player of the game. Let's get to our our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game this evening.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
Our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game here this evening on, of course, this broadcast tonight will be Ella Jansen with 11 points, 4 rebounds here this evening as she brought the energy when needed, especially in the second half, making a couple of nice three-pointers as well to amass those 11 points in the contest. Ella Jansen, 2 of 2 at the free throw line as well for Ella.
And, yeah, 2 of 2 and had 3 three-pointers tonight. For 11, she was a little frustrated there. She got fouled on that 3, and didn't convert on any of them. So, but 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and the one thing Ella obviously I know her well. She's in my household, but you know, she's with the absence of Abby for 6 weeks. She's kind of played a lot of point, and she can bring the ball up and sees the court well. But Ella's more of a 2 type guard, and so that absence of Abby has really hurt, you know, for the team overall. Abby's a great defender, but she's also that girl that was the point guard that brought the ball up. And so we've had throughout this, you know, month and a half stretch, you know, with Emma Jacobson and Ella, even Tegan in there some being that point where that's their amount of position. You know, that's not them playing that position that they're accustomed to. You know, Tegan's a wing, Ella's a 2, and Abby's that point guard. And so maybe as we get, you know, Abby gets some more time and that opportunity to get her lungs back into her, we get that opportunity to see Abby running the point again.
And I just got to wonder whose arm I got to twist to make sure that Ella gets a T-shirt here this evening. Of course, I see her come out of the locker room, too. But nonetheless, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy, a player of the game here tonight, belonging to Ella Jansen for your Aitkin Gobblers as they fall to now 6-14 on the season. Again, coming up, next contest will be on Monday. They'll be at home against Little Falls. We'll have coverage of that strictly on yourliveevent.com. Gobblers now fall to 0-7 in mid-state conference action as well. Park Rapids now 9-11 on the year. Now over the 500 mark with 4-3 in the Mid-State Conference. They'll be at home Tuesday. They're going to be on the road Tuesday. They're going to head to the Hive and take on Perham this evening.
Speaking of Mid-State, Paul, have you got an update on that Crosby Pequot girls game?
I have not gotten anything as of late, and I'm going to assume no news means that is a nail-biter here coming down the stretch as well. Again, it was 38-31 with that final score, with that halftime score as well. Shoot a quick message over to Tom Martin see if there's a final as of yet or nearing the last couple of moments as well. Again, the final score from earlier, the girls' game of a doubleheader between Wadena, Deer Creek, and Pillager. It was an overtime win for Wadena Deer Creek, 62-59, game-winning layup with 0.1 seconds left. Boys' game, no halftime score as of yet as well. And again, no final score between Crosby Ironton and Pequot Lakes. And for those that are probably tuning into the post-game show, feel free to flip it on over to Pequot Lakes and Crosby Ironton. I'm sure that one is getting down the stretch and going to be a nail-biting finish between those two squads as well. But as we do wrap things up here from Aitkin High School tonight, again, Gobblers fall by the score 83-39 against Park Rapids. But again, they'll be back in action coming up Monday on, of course, yourliveevent.com, strictly on yourliveevent.com on Monday with the video stream as they'll take on Little Falls at home. On KKON AM 930 FM 103.1 on Monday, they will be taking the Minnesota Timberwolves will be taking on the Dallas Mavericks, your Kyrie Irving-led Dallas Mavericks as well. What an NBA trade deadline it certainly was with the Timberwolves, getting Mike Conley and giving up the Kings ransom in that to the Los Angeles Lakers. But hey, you know what? Whatever works, I guess, in the NBA. But looking towards the weekend as well, right here on KKIN AM 930 FM 103.1, I have the Saturday Sports Wrap, 10 a.m. right here on the Gobbler. Yours truly, Paul Vold and Tom Martin will be on the broadcast for that one coming up tomorrow morning starting at 10 a.m. Then on Sunday, we'll have Minnesota Golden Gopher basketball, men's basketball, as they take on Iowa. We're going to join that game in progress at noon with that tip-off with programming on Cash 95.9. Of course, we'll have Zion Lutheran Church service starting at 11 a.m., but we'll have we'll have the opening tip-off at noon with the Gopher men taking on Iowa. Then some sort of football game going on later in the day as well with coverage on 3 of our 6 stations with Super Bowl 57, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles in Arizona. 1 p.m. coverage starts with a few special programs thanks to Westwood One Sports on 3WI AM 1270, 96.3 FM, KKON FM 94.3, and KLKS Talk 100.1 as your Lakes area home for Super Bowl 57 is going to be on those 3 stations as well. So we'll have a busy weekend in store, a light but yet impactful weekend with our sports coverage before we're back with high school sports coming up here on Monday. So we do wrap things up here for tonight. Gobblers fall 83 to 38. Final score here on the Gobbler. A big thank you to everybody for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. A big thank you as well to, of course, Coach Kaya Davies for joining us on the pregame and the postgame show here this evening. Big thank you to all the great listeners and viewers for YourLiveEvent.com and KKIN AM 930 FM Translator 103.1, as well as on YourLiveEvent.com. Just getting final word of a final score. Crosby Ironton girls wins 73-72 against Pequot Lakes. Man, what a finish. This postgame show just rolling on Skeeter 101.5. But again, a big thank you again to our sponsors. If you saw or heard some of our sponsors here tonight, be sure to thank them with your patronage. And always shop local here in the Brainerd Lakes area. Well, until Monday night when the Aitkin Gobbler girls take on Little Falls, you enjoy the rest of your Friday nights and have a great weekend in the Lakes area. Be sure to tune into Super Bowl 57 coverage on those three stations, 3WI AM, KKN FM, and KOKS Talk 100.1. Well, for Jeremy Jansen for taking book, keeping score, and letting me vent to somebody when I need to during those breaks. A big thank you once again to him. I'm Paul Vold here from Aitkin High School. Until Monday night, this is Paul Vold signing off from Aitkin High School. You enjoy the rest of your Friday night and have a great weekend. Have a great Super Bowl. We'll talk to you Monday. Good night, everybody.